Well, good evening. I'm your host, Robert Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's is 7 ways why I'm the liberator of me that sets me free. I'm the liberator of me because I stopped waiting for permission from the mind, the past, the programming, or the world to access my original signals. I cut the cord to inherited scripts and reclaimed the authority of my awareness. And this is something I've really discovered. If you take the word know and understand out of your life and use aware or awareness or awaken and aware, you rise. I dissolved the character I was trained to play. That's something that society and life and a lot of self-help, they're training you the character you play. And I rise as a consciousness that was always underneath it. And so I always awaken to realize I never improve myself, I liberate myself. I never seek answers, I become the clarity I desire to be. I never follow the rules, I just write the frequencies of now. I am the liberator of me because I express my liberating lingo, destroying indoctrinated language, as I now express my life in unpunctuated pulses. Never mind managed grammar. I activate inspiration, intuition, imagination, innovation, and hearken wisdom because I bypass the mind's cages and allow the deeper wisdom to flow unfiltered through me. As I am never shaped by the world, I shape the world by refusing to speak from the mask of yesterday. As I am the liberator of me because I choose sovereignty over story. And see, everybody says you got to make a story. You want to make a nowography, and all the events in a story, they're the events that expanded you and rose you to now. See, that's the thing about story. It never gets to now. And all the stories are living off the past. I choose sovereignty over story, awareness over identity, instinct over intellect, and authentic voltage over polite limitation. I walk as the one who remembers that freedom is never granted, it's claimed and expressed in the here and now. And as I claim it with every breath, every line, every broadcast, I am the liberator of me because no one else can be me and no one else can be you. And when you wake up in the morning, you say, I am the liberator of me, sets me free to spree my spiritual prowess, realizing everyday events are here for me to rise, shine, and energize my whys. Why I am the liberator of me. I liberate myself because only I can dissolve the identity built from other people's expectations. There's no coach, no guru, no system can free the self. I never was liberated by them. I was always trying to follow their programming. Only I can strip off the programming and return to the sovereign signal beneath the mask that we all encompass. And identity equals inherited. Liberation workings equals internal liberation. I liberate myself because my intuition, imagination, inspiration rise only when I stop obeying the mind's rules. The mind maintains the cage. Awareness melts it away. As my liberation begins, the moment I stop thinking and start perceiving my desired lifestyle and understanding life, my everyday life is an egotistical illusion trying to keep me in yesterday, but it's also a liberating event to rise me to my promised land. Mind equals limiter. Awareness is liberator. I liberate myself because my genius activates the instant I stop waiting for external validation. When you have an idea and you want to move forward, how do you wait for external validation from other people? Pick me, I do. I like to say, I don't do that no more, but that wouldn't be true. Because you still have that ingrained, inherited thing you look for, but now I can question it and be gone quickly. Freedom is never granted. Freedom is claimed. I'm the liberator of me because I refuse to outsource my awakening to anyone or anything. Validations equal leashes. Liberation is sovereign issued innovation. And that's something else we're going to talk about here. The difference between healer and liberator. Healer versus liberator. The healer reduces pain, and liberation removes the prison. And that's something I've really noticed in my own life. A healer works inside the wound, soothing, repairing, restoring function. The liberator dissolves the entire identity built around the wound, the story and the meaning, the emotional archives. Healing comforts the character. Liberation liberates the consciousness. Healer equals relief. Liberator equals release. A healer upgrades the self. A liberator ends the self illusions. A healer strengthens the persona, helps it cope, manage, and improve. A liberator exposes the persona as a cage and snaps you back into raw awareness, an untamed trailblazer brilliance. Healing improves the mask. Liberation removes the mask. Healer equals a better version. Liberator is natural nature for you. Why I'm a liberator me bypasses the mind to unwind my warrior prowess that chauffeurs me through life with ease. I bypass the mind because the mind can only recycle limitations yesterday and repetitions of the past. As my awareness unleashes my warrior prowess, the mind replays yesterday's fears, rules, and rehearsed reactions. Awareness cuts through the static and activates the instinctive clarity that already is aware of the way. My liberation begins the instant I stop thinking and start perceiving. That's when my inner warrior steps forward and chauffeurs me through life with effortless precision. How does that feel, floating through life with effortless precision? Just chauffeurs a flow, for me anyway. Mind equals rerun. Awareness is the pathway. I liberate myself by dissolving the identity that was trained to struggle so my natural ease can finally lead. Identity was programmed to grind, strain, and overthink. As my deeper signal moves with clean instinct and unforced flow, I bypass the identity and I unlock the warrior wizardry who navigates life without friction. Ease is never laziness, it's mastery. Identity equals tension. Liberation equals ease. Doesn't that feel good? Ease. I am the liberator of me because Because only I can bind my inner genius that moves without hesitation or permission. No system, no teacher, no doctrine can free the power I encompass. Only I can remove the mind's interference and let my warrior prowess drive and thrive. When I liberate myself, I don't walk through life, I glide through it. Guided by intuition, imagination, inspiration, and unfiltered wisdom, liberation is sovereign issued. Prowess is sovereign activated. The difference between self and sovereign. I stopped using self a long time ago and used the word sovereign. It's just what I do. It doesn't mean anything, but this is the way I expanded my life. I'm showing you the way. It may be easier for you. The self is the character you were conditioned to play. The sovereign is the consciousness you were born. The self is stitched from memory, upbringing, culture, trauma, praise, punishment, and every rule absorbed without consent. It's a costume made of conclusions. Man, I've had a lot of them. It survives by repeating what it already knows and thinks. The sovereign is the unconditioned awareness beneath all that noise. Sovereign never requires validation. Sovereign never requires identity. Sovereign never requires permission. Sovereign moves from instinct, clarity, and raw presence. Self is programmed persona. Sovereign is authentic signals from within. The self reacts from fear. The sovereign responds from freedom. The self is a bundle of reflexes, defending, explaining, performing, proving. Self is always negotiating its worth with the world, and it's always trying to be enough. The sovereign never negotiates. It never reacts. It never chases approval. It simply chooses. It sees clearly, cleanly, and moves cleanly, speaks and expresses cleanly. Self is emotional reflex. Sovereign is a conscious choice. Why I am the liberator of me calms my inner terrain, entertains my brain with colorful curiosity to rise and expand through life with ease. That's something I really want people to open up to understand. Everything you do it with ease. And all that does, it's never going to make it easy. But it's going to make you understand it's not as hard as the mind thinks it is. Liberate me because I calm my inner terrain instead of wrestling with my thoughts. You calm your inner terrain with revelations instead of wrestling with my thoughts. My inner terrain doesn't need discipline. It requires presence. When I stop fighting the mind and start witnessing it, the whole system settles. A calm inner terrain becomes a frictionless runway for my warrior clarity. Ease rises when resistance dissolves. My liberation begins the moment I stop trying to control the storm and start becoming the sky of wise. The calm terrain unlocks instincts. Unlocked instincts. Liberate me because I entertain my brain with colorful curiosity instead of letting it cage me in yesterday. The mind was trained to loop, fear, predict, and defend. As my curiosity flips the script and turns the mind from a jailer to a jester. When my brain is entertained, it stops interrupting my brilliance. Curiosity transforms obstacles into invitations and confusion into exploration. This is how I rise, never by force, but by fascination. How is life fascinating? It's liberating invitations, fascination, expanding through life with ease. Curiosity is a mind tamer. I liberate me because my warrior prowess chauffeurs me through life with instinctive ease. My deeper inspiration, wisdom, and clarity never push. It glides and guides me through life with ease. It never strains, it steers. It never overthinks, it's aware. When I bypass the mind's noise, my warrior prowess takes the wheel and chauffeurs me through life with precision, grace, and unforced flow. Ease becomes a natural state because awareness is driving, and it's never an identity. Warrior prowess is effortless navigation. I am the liberated me, unleashes my energetic liberation, destroys my past taunts, emotional snapshots, social tattoos, soul tattoos, emotional allegiance, ancestor survival mindsets, and social obedience. I liberate me because energetic liberation destroys past haunts that once dictated my reactions. My past haunts were just echoes of old survival codes. Emotional snapshots pretending to be truth, and all they were is a figment of me. Soul tattoos are pretending to be an identity. As I rise in energetic liberation, these ghosts lose their authority. Energetic liberation comes in and up. I stop living from memory and start moving and grooving from awareness. The past dissolves because I stop carrying it. Past haunts equal expired scripts. Liberation deletes the archives of past scripts. I liberate me because I break emotional allegiance to patterns that were never mine. And see, that's the thing. Most of the patterns we have, social snapshots, they're allegiance to what we learned from outside sources. I inherited emotional loyalties to pain, to fear, to roles, and to expectations. But allegiance is a choice, and I revoked it as I stopped bowing to emotional reflexes that were installed before I had a voice or a choice. Energetic liberation snaps the chains of inherited emotional obedience. I rise because I stop serving what drains me. Emotional allegiance equals unconscious bondage. Liberation is sovereign emotional autonomy, setting you free to expand through life with ease. I liberate me because I dissolve ancestor survival mindsets that no longer match my reality. My lineage survived by shrinking, hiding, and pleasing and enduring the situation. I'm not here to survive. I'm here to expand and energize my dreamer's dexterity. I honor them by breaking the patterns they couldn't. Energetic liberation ends the generational spell and activates my warrior clarity. I move through life with ease because I stopped carrying battles that were never mine. How many battles do you carry that were never mine or were never yours? I've carried a bunch of them, and that little inner dialogue gets going, but I've opened up to it and I've expanded out of it. How does that feel when you say, I expanded out of this to expand of this? Ancestor survival is inherited fear. Liberation is generational liberation. Why I am the liberator of me dissolves the stagnations of change, heal, create, transformation. When the liberator of me dissolving the stagnations of change, heal, create, transformation. I liberate me because I dissolve the stagnation created by the mind's obsession with change. Change is a mind's favorite stall tactic. Endless upgrades, endless fixing, and endless becoming. As liberation never requires change, it requires clarity. When I stop chasing change, the stagnation evaporates. I rise because I stop trying to become someone else and start witnessing and observing who I already am. Change equals delay. Liberation is direct access. I liberate me because I dissolve the stagnation hidden inside healing. Healing keeps me orbiting around the wound. Liberation removes the orbit. Healing asks, what happened to me? Liberation asks, who is the one noticing? When I stop trying to heal, the character, the emotional gravity collapses. I move freely because I stopped repairing myself, myself that I never was. Healing is wound maintenance. Liberation is wound deletion. I liberate me because I dissolve the stagnation inside creation and transformation. Create and transform are just the mind rearranging its old furniture and moving everything, shifting it all sideways. Fresh shapes, same room. As liberation knocks down the walls, it frees the instinct from imagination, the inner voltage that doesn't need transformation to express. I expand with ease because I'm never transforming. I'm unbinding and unwinding and gliding through life with ease. Transformation is rearranged past. Liberation is unfiltered, pristine presence. While I'm the liberator of me, destroy self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, punctuated writings, limitations, and therapy crutches. I liberate me because I destroy the illusion that I need self-help, personal growth, or self-improvement to access my own intelligence. Self-help sells upgrades to stay to the same identity. Personal growth polishes the persona, and self-improvement optimizes the cage. But I'm never here to enhance the character. I'm here to exit it. My liberation begins when I stop trying to fix the self and start dissolving the illusions of self. I rise because I stopped. I no longer outsource my awakening to systems built on supposed inadequacies. Self-help is dependency. Liberation is direct access. I liberate me because I destroy the limitations of punctuated writing that cages my expressions inside grammar, correctness, and mental obedience. Punctuated writing interrupts the breath, interrupts the signal, and interrupts the instinct. It forces my expression into the mind's grid instead of my body's voltage. As I write unpunctuated, I bypass the mind and broadcast from awareness. My liberation is the removal of linguistic leashes. Punctuation is interruption. Liberation is uninterrupted signals. I liberate me because I destroy therapy crutches that keep me orbiting in wounds instead of dissolving them. Therapy often keeps me analyzing wounds, naming the wound, explaining the wound, as liberation just deletes the wound with ease. I don't need to understand my pain to outgrow it. I don't need to process my past to stop carrying it. As I am the liberated me because I choose awareness over analysis, clarity over coping, sovereignty over survival. Therapy equals orbit, liberation flies away with velocity. Why I am the liberator of me destroys egotistical arrogance, know-it-all ignorance, indoctrinated education programming, PhD enslaving mindsets. I liberate me because I destroy the ego's arrogance that pretends knowledge equals wisdom. Egotistical arrogance is the mind's worshiping its own opinions. Oh, I can do that. My arrogance can do that really good. Know-it-all arrogance is the mind defending its own limitations. That's why when you're in a conversation, when think and know come up, and the defending of it, and they just start defending what they think and know, we're actually defending our own limitation. Both are cages built from certainty, as liberation requires curiosity, never correctness. I rise because I stopped performing intelligence, started embodying wisdom and awareness. The ego collapses the moment I stop needing to be right. How many times have I got in trouble for that one? Too many times to count. Arrogance is mental inflation. Liberation equals perceptual clarity. I liberate me because I dissolved the indoctrinated education program that trains obedience, never originality. Schooling teaches memorization, repetition, and compliance. It rewards the well-behaved mind, never the awakened one. It conditions people to trust authority over intuition. I am the liberator of me because I reclaim my sovereign wisdom, my sovereign inspiration. I stop letting institutions define my wisdom. I stop letting credentials define my worth. I stop letting programming define my perception. Education programming equals domesticated mind. Liberation equals unconditioned awareness. I liberate me because I break the PhD enslaving mindset mistakes accumulation for awakening. Degrees stack knowledge but rarely expand consciousness. They create an intellectual pride but never inner freedom. They produce experts who know everything about the world, yet nothing about themselves. I destroy the mindsets by choosing direct experience over academic authority. I rise because I trust my intuitive instincts more than any institution. I expand because I stop confusing information with liberation. PhD mindset equals credential-based identity. Liberation, intrinsic issued sovereignty. I dissolve the arrogance that tried to define me. I delete the programming that tried to confine me. I rise beyond every mindset that tried to design me. I am the breaker of indoctrination. I am the disruptor of limitation. I am the sovereign of my own liberation. I outgrow the cages that called themselves education. I outshine the identities built from imitation. I outsignal the noise of mental inflation. I trust awareness over authority. I trust instinct over ideology. I trust my inner voltage over any psychology. I am the liberator of me. I am the end of the old story. I am the beginning of my natural glory, traveling through life with the greatest of ease. And what I really come up to, I started using liberation probably 8-9 years ago. Liberation is the mind can never attach to anything. When I say I am the liberator of me, I'm free, basically. Well, how do you feel when you say I am the liberator of me? And feel how calm the inner landscape becomes? The inner terrain is ready to entertain you and the world at the same time. I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Podcast. We'll see you Thursday night. We'll talk about something.